Anger is a really, really powerful emotion, and it can take over your whole system. Your brain can go into fight or flight, and then you've activated your amygdala, you're in a fear response, and this makes you not think logically. You're no longer using the neocortex or the conscious part of your brain to make wise decisions. And so also anger is linked to the liver. Okay, and so if you have a healthy liver, you've got a less chance of being angry. So that's something that you can actually look into, healing or detoxing the liver. And so anger can be transmuted into something positive. I'm someone that gets angry, right? I'm not an angry person. I don't get angry all the time. In fact, you will rarely find me being angry. It takes a lot for me to be angry. What I do is I take my frustrations or take my anger and I transmute it into something positive. I'm being considerate about the other person in that moment or the other people in that moment. I'm taking the energy and using my emotional intelligence to realize that this is my emotion and has nothing to do with them. Okay? When you're angry about something, there's something going on within you, right, that's causing you to be angry. So you're offended by something, but you're offended by something based on what you believe. And this could be tricky for me to say, but it's the truth, right? We have to realize that you can only be affected by things that are inside you already. And so in moments of being angry, I realize that actually there's something going on in me. And what I do is I transmute the energy and communicate it into something positive. Gavin, how do you do that? I do that because I know it's way more important to not to keep the cycle going of anger. So if there's an argument and someone's angry and then they're yelling or they're talking to you or they're upset or whatever it is, if we go and take it personally, we then become defensive and then defense comes out, right? And now that other person is going to be on defense too. And then what comes out is another attack. And then it's just a never-ending cycle. And this is called an argument. In order to prevent or stop arguments, it's about not taking it personally, realizing what you're feeling right now, and then transmuting it into something positive. Let me give you an example. Gavin, you did this, you did that. Da, 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 da. Okay, what I'm going to feel in that moment is a freeze, like, oh, right? Or anger. Or why are you talking to me like that? Or don't you love me? Like, why would you talk to me like that? You'll feel those emotions instantly. Take a deep breath. In those moments, you got to realize that chances are there's something behind why that person is talking to you that way. Usually it's not the surface level thing that they're coming at you with. There's something that's missing. Maybe they're not getting enough attention. Maybe they're not receiving love in their love language. Maybe they feel frustrated because you've been doing this consistently over a long period of time and they don't like that and you haven't been listening to them. Listening is one of the most powerful things you can do with people. If you take it one step further, the word listening, if we change that word listening into understanding, and we understand where the person is coming from, what they mean and what it means to them for you to do this task or this habit or what it means to them, then you're like, oh, I see why you're asking me or requesting me to do this now. Person oftentimes just wants to be understood. So when they're blurting out all this stuff, chances are they don't feel seen, they don't feel respected, they don't feel understood, right? And your job is to find out what's going on instead of taking it personally and then being defensive, all right? So what we can do is we can take that energy and transmute it into something positive. So like, hey, honey, or hey, baby, or hey, whoever it is, right? What's going on? What do you need right now? What do you need from me, right? And find out what's going on underneath or what's behind the way that they're feeling. Even ask them, what are you feeling right now? I feel upset. I feel frustrated. Why do you feel that way? Because I've asked you to do this multiple times and you haven't done it. Okay, I'm sorry that I haven't done it. What does this mean that I haven't done it? Like, what does it mean to you when I do it? It means that you care about me. It means that you love me. You see, sometimes, when a person is asking you to do something over and over again, it's an act of service. It's a love language, an act of service, right? Meaning they receive love when you do this thing. And when you do that thing, they feel love. They experience love. So oftentimes people just want to feel love or loved. Seen, understood, respected, right? And so then you know why. And actually for a lot of people, me, myself included, is actually feel motivated to do this somewhat insignificant task now because it's rewarding. There's a reason why I'm doing it. She feels love or he feels love that when I do this thing, I feel great. And it actually motivates you to take action rather than being defensive, rather than being angry, rather than being frustrated. So this prevents you from getting to anger in the first place, right? This stops you from experiencing anger in the first place, right? So we have to realize this. If we're feeling anger, chances are we don't feel understood, we don't feel seen, we don't feel respected. And it's your job to communicate exactly what you're feeling. And we want to use non-violent communication when we're speaking to someone and addressing our emotions. And so what you can do is you can actually compliment the person on things that they have done, or you can compliment them on their past, especially women on men. So if you're a woman and you're talking to a man, men want to know what they're doing a good job. Okay, men want to know they're doing a good job, period. If you just come with a problem straight away, he feels like, I done all this stuff, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and you're still not happy. That's how men feel. That's a men's world. That's a man's experience. And it feels like to him that you're never happy. So what you can do is love him in the past. Okay, what does love him in the past mean? It means compliment him for all the things that he is doing or he has done in the past. Not all the things, just a few things. Like, I appreciate that you've done this and you've done that today. Can I tell you something? I'm really feeling something right now. I'm feeling frustrated that you're doing this, okay? And then I guarantee most of the time, if he's a conscious man, he's gonna come with an approach like, okay, why do you feel that way? What's going on, what's underneath, right? And you can have a conversation about it and go deeper into it so that you feel seen, respected, and understood. However, if you're immediately angry and you're immediately defensive, what's going to happen? That person's going to be defensive too, and then it's just a battle, right? You're bickering over things on how you both feel, right? You're making me feel like this, you're making me feel like this. You're making me feel like this, you're making me feel like this. That's all it is. You're making me feel like this, you're making me feel like this. You're making me feel like this, you're making me feel like this. We don't want that. We don't want to create that cycle. What we want to do is find out why you're feeling that way and make the person feel understood. Now you can communicate and really understand the person, and oftentimes it brings the relationship closer and it builds understanding, and it helps the relationship grow in a really, really powerful way. Okay. So if you're interested in relationship coaching, counseling, dealing with anger, therapy, removing your blocks around anger, and effective communication in your relationships, then I actually offer relationship coaching with my girlfriend. We have a page on Instagram, which you can check out, the links in the description, and we will literally transform your relationship. We know how to get you from where you are right now to where you want to be in the fastest and easiest way possible. And that's about it for this video. Okay, remember to keep learning, keep growing, keep expanding, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace.